software, it's all there for you. So the first thing on your list is have a think today, if you can. Have a think, what's your call to action on all your marketing? Do you have a software that can handle online bookings? Have a look into some. There are some brilliant free ones out there. I personally use DanceBiz. Is it the best? No. Is it a bit clunky? Yes. I'm having my own software built, rolled out over the next couple of years, which I hope to be able to share with tribe members in future. But you know, you will find the one that works for you. None of them will be perfect, but you will find one that works for you for now. So the third thing is tracking your leads. Now, if you've done my 7-day studio health check, you may already have this. So I apologize if you have already seen this, but I'm just going to flip the screen over. I'm just going to share a new share. Hold on a second, because I want to show you our enrollment tracker. So hopefully you can see that now. Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. So this is the one I use in my studio, but I've got a blank one. Again, it'll come back up in a second. Apologies, ladies. Again, you can use this. I will email it out to you. Oh gosh, what's going on here? Oh dear. Try again. Here we go. Right, so for it will load in just a second. For our studio, we track every single lead that comes in. So a lead is somebody who has come to you and inquired about your classes. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, we're on the right one now. So this is just a template one in the background when it comes up. Can you see slightly in the background? I'll go through each bit with you in a second. So what you want to do is keep the contact details of somebody when they inquire with you. So I have a board similar to this one here that I use in my studio, and one sort of column on the board. So this is Trello. I don't know if anybody uses Trello or has experience of Trello. It's just a piece of software that you can use for making lists and checklists and things. It's really easy to use. So I've got 4 columns in mind. So I've got initial inquiry. So whenever anybody inquires about a class, they go on this very first list. And usually what I would just have is their name and their email address there. And when you click on the card, I won't do it because it'll take ages to load, but you can put in a few more details. So I would usually then put the kids' details. So the kid's name, how old they are, what classes they're interested in. Okay, and I'll explain the reason for keeping everyone's details in a minute. So when somebody then books their trial, they move to the next column. Okay, and they stay there until your staff or you move them across to attended trial, and then they would move across to enroll. So you're going to have a full view all the time of how many people you've got inquiring, how many trials you've got booked, how many people have attended, and how many people have enrolled. Now, on mine, I can't really show you because it's obviously got all the names of people on for data protection, but I've got a massive long list of people. I wonder if I can get it on my phone because you won't be able to read names and things. I've got a massive long list of people that have inquired, never turned up to a class. And when I started doing this, I was kind of a little bit blown away. Let me see if I can show you. So this is my phone here. So this is Facebook inquiries. And this is inquiries of people that have got in touch and never actually booked a class. The list goes on. It's quite long, isn't it? All these people are on my mailing list. Okay, now I like to think of these people like somebody coming to my house for a cup of tea. Okay, I am crazy. Everything I do, I go back to tea and cake. So if somebody comes around your house and they're having a cup of tea and you say to them, would you like a biscuit? If they turned you down for the biscuit, next time they came, would you never offer them a biscuit again? You wouldn't, would you? You'd offer them a biscuit the next time. So you need to think about your inquiries exactly the same. Now, I used to get really, really anxious and quite nervous about reaching back out to people that had already inquired. It took me quite a lot of practice to get used to this and know that it's okay to reach back out to people. And that's why we keep this list, this initial inquiry list, because what you're going to do is over a period of time, you're going to keep them into the loop with everything that's going on in your studio, whether you've got holiday camps, whether you've got a new class starting, because sometimes you will send them the details of the class. They can't make it because it doesn't work. 6 months later, you might start the same class on another day at another time. Bam, that's perfect for them. They're in. Now, if you haven't kept their details, you can't tell them that. They're not going to keep checking your website every month to see whether you have started a class. And what I regularly have someone do with that long, super long list on my Trello board that I've just shown you is once a week, one of my staff members goes through that list and emails out, just, hi, how are you? Just wondering if you're still looking for dance classes. Did you know that? And we date when they've got in contact with them. Now, don't be scared if someone says, actually, no, we're not interested in dance anymore, or we found another dance club. That's great. You can then get them off your board and out of your lives, okay? But until someone gives you a no, you keep touching out to them. I don't mean every day, okay? Once in a while, once a week, every couple of weeks, especially, you know, if they said, oh, yeah, we're going to book on, you know, remind them, because it's probably like me with the dog grooming. They probably got distracted, you know, their child, you know, suddenly needed them and they put the phone down and forgot to book. Okay, so that's why this is really important, this tracker, because you know exactly then that nobody is going to fall through the gaps, because otherwise they do. You don't track who's inquiring, and you'll be amazed actually when you look at the end of the year how many inquiries you've had. It will blow your mind. It really blow mine. And now the step up from this is also having a MailChimp list. I'm going to come back to my other slide now, so you can see. So the MailChimp list that you're going to have is going to track you. It's just loading, sorry guys. It's going to track, have all of your customers on there. Now you can either have just one massive long MailChimp list. There's other ones that you can use like Constant Contact. There's loads of different mailing things out there. But you know, you choose what's right for you. I use MailChimp because it's free for the first however many people. I've sort of gone over that now, but it, you know, it's great for what you need it for. You know, if you've only got a small mailing list, which you will to start off with, then use that because it's brilliant. And what you're going to do is every inquiry that comes your way is going to go onto your mailing list. Okay, and you're going to engage with that mailing list throughout the year. You know, maybe every 6 weeks, once a term. Probably, I think the times when I most do is sort of in the summer holidays. You're going to be sending out countdown emails. So I usually schedule, I don't know if anybody, well, actually you will have had my pack, the homecoming pack, those of you. And in there, did you see the scheduled emails? It's like the countdown. I do that every summer. And I have it as social media posts, and I have an email thing going out to everybody on my mailing list, so they know we're opening back up in however many weeks. I also send that a sequence of emails when we're doing a holiday camp. So we've already released our dates for our October half-term holiday camp, and I am emailing now saying 4-week countdown to our camp. Have you booked your space? Spaces are running low. You know, did you know we're doing this at camp? There's so much you can share, like here are the procedures we've got in place to keep everybody safe at camp. So you want to regularly engage with people on your mailing list, and it's, I like to think of it like Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola is a massive brand, billions and billions they turn over. Do you still see them advertising? Have they stopped advertising? No. They probably wouldn't need to advertise because they've turned so much money over. But when you drive past, there's a particular petrol station where I live. I drive past, they've always got a Coca-Cola board outside. And I think, oh yeah, I'd love a nice cold Coke now. And it just reminds me of their brand, reminds me, okay? McDonald's, they advertise all the time. They turn over trillions, McDonald's do. Can you imagine how much they turn it? They still advertise. And it's all about just keeping their brand in your mind. And that's what you need to do. You just need to remind people you're there. And the time that they become your customer might not be right away, but they will. I've had in the last probably few weeks, because especially over the summer, we really target our list of inquiries. And we had that massive long list to go through, and we were telling everybody that were coming back. Now, I had a lady, I don't know if you saw, I think I posted it on the Dance Teachers Tribe group, or it was definitely on the Done For You Dance page. So we'd actually, because I track, every time we reach out to someone, I write, okay, who the staff member is that reached out, the date that they tracked out, and kind of what the conversation consisted of. Now, this lady, we'd reached out to her 3 times previously, and I think it was originally January 2019 that she inquired, okay? And only just has she enrolled her children into a class. That's a year and a half ago. Now, had she have not been on my mailing list, and had I not have kept reminding her that we're still here, hello, with the dance school that you inquired with, and if you ever need us, here we are, she would have potentially gone elsewhere. She would have been scrolling through Facebook one day, seen another dance school's advert and thought, oh yeah, I did think I was going to get them into dance classes. Let me inquire now. But you've got to be at the top of somebody's mind. You've got to be, when they think of a dance school, the first thing that you think of, because it might not be for them. They might be stood on the school gates talking to a mum who goes, oh, I've been speaking to Rose lately. She really wants to get into dance classes. And that person that on your mailing list, they might not want dance classes anymore for their child, but go, do you know what, actually, I do know there's that dance school just down the road. I've got the contact details at home. It's not always about that person, okay? You know, they might not immediately become your customer. And like I said, it was a year and a half before that lady did. And sometimes it's longer. Sometimes it's 2 to 3 years. And they've always got the choice with things like MailChimp to opt out, okay? So if they don't want to be spammed from you, not that you're going to spam them, because it's all going to be lovely, you know, engaging, informative stuff, and you're not going to do it every week. If they don't want to hear from you, they will email back, please take me off your mailing list. Or on MailChimp, there's a big unsubscribe button at the bottom, okay? So don't panic. You must get over that fear, and it took me a while to get over that fear of hearing no, or somebody not getting back to you, or not signing up straight away. You mustn't take it personally. So that's the first part, is your inquiry pathway. So you need to decide what your call to action is. What are you going to ask them to do? How are you going to handle online booking? Do you want them to go straight to your website and go straight and book on straight away? Or do you like to speak to them first? And you're going to track your leads. You're going to make a list of leads. You're going to set up a MailChimp list or a constant contact list, and you're going to reach out to them. You're going to engage with them regularly and let them know what's going on in your amazing studio, because it is amazing. All that you do is incredible for your young people, and you need to shout about it more. Not just the people in your studio, but the people that, you know, don't know about you yet. So moving on, enrollment pathway. So that was your inquiry pathway. This is the enrollment pathway. So this is the bit that happens after they've booked their trial. And this is how you're going to make sure that once they come to their trial, they enroll and they stay with you. Now, you may have seen a little while ago, I think it was last week or the week before, I shared a post and it got loads of comments about charging for a trial. And this, again, was something that made me feel a little bit sick when I first started to do it, because I thought, oh God, everybody's giving free trials. If I start to charge for a trial, you know, is anybody going to come? Is anyone going to come? You know, will people be put off? And I have to be honest with you, when I started charging for a trial, I started to get less trials. Horror, you know, less people inquiring. But almost, I'd say 99% of people that come for a trial at my dance school sign up. And that's because they're serious about their kid learning to dance. They're not someone who just thinks, oh yeah, a half an hour's childcare and I could run and have a nice Costa while they're in there. And that lady, you know, she can skip around the room with that lady. I've got parents who want their children to learn to dance. They don't just want cheap childcare for half an hour. Now, if you want classes of 15, 20, 30 kids where you're practically babysitting them and you're making shed loads of money because you're charging £3 a child and there's loads of them in there, that's great. If that's for you, that's great. That wasn't for me. I wanted no more than 15 kids in a class. I wanted to charge a good rate for those 15 kids so that I could give them their full attention. They could learn to dance properly in a less crazy environment. And I wanted people that were going to stay with me for life. So I've introduced that £5 trial. I charge more than that for a half an hour class. I think my half an hour class is now £6 for a half an hour class. Nobody sniffs at it. Nobody ever is offended when they message and say, can I book a trial? Do you do a free trial? And I say it's £5. They either don't get back to me or they book on. And if they don't get back to me, would they have been willing to pay the fees? If they're not willing to pay £5 for a trial class, would they be willing to pay £6 for a normal class? Probably not. Would they have stayed for 6 months and then found gymnastics down the road or football and tried the next phase? Probably. So that is my reason for doing it. You may not feel comfortable with doing that. But that's my reasons. I find it works really well for those that I have for private coaching. They've really found it helpful to introduce. And yes, it will shock you to have less inquiries. But A, that's less of your time wasted talking to people who aren't going to actually enroll. Less of your time wasted in classes, accommodating somebody who comes for a trial who then doesn't want to pay. So, you know, has wasted your half an hour class and then doesn't sign up. Or C is somebody who's not really serious, is just trying dance because it looks fun and it's cheap, and they're going to try it for 6 months and go elsewhere. So let's not waste our time. Let's have quality people within our school. I don't have a massive school. I think I've got 180 on my books at the moment. That's not big for a dance school. I earn quite a good living from my dance school. I have 4 staff that I pay. I haven't got a huge school. You don't have to have a huge school to make money. So it's not always about chasing the newbies, okay? It's about getting decent quality people that are going to stay with you, and they're going to continue with you, and they're going to pay good money because you are a school that has a good reputation. So to enroll people, here is what we do. We have a booking confirmation. And when they have booked, and this is brilliant if you've got software and you're going to use software, it should automatically send them a booking confirmation, and it'll tell them what to expect. So this is your trial, it's going to be with this teacher, it's going to be 30 minutes long. You should tell them the time, where to find you, the address, everything. So you don't get a phone call 5 minutes before the class saying, oh, we're trying to find you, but we can't remember the address, or, you know, everything's there. 24 hours before the class, and no more than before that, but less, you could do it on the day of the class. We send out an automatic text that says, hi, just a reminder, you've got your trial today with Elite Dance. And that just makes sure, because we've all done it. I've booked my kids in for, I think 3 times I booked them in for a trial for Taekwondo over the summer when they were doing socially distanced outdoor classes. Did I make it once? No, because I forgot. I've got 3 kids. It's hard work to remember everything. Had they have texted me to remind me on the morning, I probably would have remembered. So let's take the stress out of people's hands. Yes, we are spoon feeding them, but if it means they're going to come and they're going to then convert, let's spoon feed them. Yeah, the third thing that is great is know the child by name. So when you take the inquiry, and this is why the booking system is great, because they have to put their kid's name in. All my staff, I make sure they know if they've got a trial coming, the name of that child, because how lovely is it to greet someone by name? So, hello, Poppy, how are you, darling? Oh, my name is blah, blah, blah. Okay. Whereas if I find when I take my kids to activities, you walk in, the teacher comes over and they go, what's your name, sweetheart? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I've done that myself, okay, for many years. But how much nicer is it? Oh, you must be Fred. Just thinking of any name. Or you must be Sophie. Lovely to meet you. Okay, so it's just another thing to make them feel instantly comfortable. I think, especially now that you perhaps might not be letting them through your doors with their parents, because we can't really at the moment. Knowing their name is going to make them feel instantly comfortable. Fourth thing you can do is buddy them up. Find them a class buddy. Now, you don't want the really overly loud, confident child that might scare them. You don't want the quiet child that's not going to talk to them either, okay? You might buddy them up with your helper, your class helper, okay? Just be like, oh, this is Florence, and she's going to be your friend today. You know, Florence, say hi. Again, it's something just to make them feel a little bit more comfortable. Fifth thing you're going to do is have a welcome pack. So when they walk away from that class on that day, is they're going to have a pack with all the information they need to sign up. Okay, so it's going to tell them, thanks for coming, firstly. It's going to tell them what they need to do if they want to enroll, how much it's going to cost them. So they are not going to think, oh, I must ring them tomorrow and find out how I sign them up. We don't want them having to do anything. All of the information is there. Now, I send out a welcome pack and I email it to them. Okay, so there's no chance for them not doing it. Okay, it's all there for them, and it's also on my website as well. So if they lose the pack, they lose the email, they can find it on the website. And then the next thing you're going to do is an after trial check-in. So I do 2 things. Okay, my most favorite thing that everybody seems to love is I send out a postcard. So the day after they've come for their trial, is we send out a cute little postcard. It says, thanks for joining us, we love dancing with you, we can't wait to see you at your next class. I don't even know if they've enrolled yet, but I'm already assuming they're going to come back. Okay, now the kids love it, because how often do kids get post? Never. Kids never get post. So when they get this little thing through the post, they are going to love it. Okay. And the parents are going to love it because they're like, oh, what a lovely gesture. And also, it's reminding them if their kid came out and was like, oh, yeah, I really liked it, but I'm not sure, it's going to start to tip them over the edge. Oh, what a lovely gesture. You know, what a lovely dance school to be part of. You know, they've sent us this lovely postcard. The other thing that we do is we send an email the day after, and that says, hi, we really loved dancing with you. We'd love to know what you thought. Here's the link to enroll. If you want to continue, let us know if you've got any questions, and that goes out automatically. Now, I've been able to set up a lot of this on Autopilot. Now, as you saw, I have my Trello board. My Trello board is linked to something called Zapier. Now, Zapier links all of my contacts from my enrollment, my inquiry list, to my MailChimp list. And as I move them along, do you remember the little columns that we had? They get different series of emails. Now, that's taken me about 2 years to set up. But, you know, if you're interested in setting something like that up with all the automations, I can put you in a touch with a guy that can help you with that. That's how far I am along down the line of doing things. But you could manually do this for now, or if you've got a booking software, you might be able to set that up on the booking software. But that's the ultimate goal for you also is, you know, a year down the line. I mean, it won't take you 2 years because it's taken me 2 years to figure it out. Okay. That's why you're part of the tribe. It's not going to take you 2 years. You know, that's why you're here. So I can share my knowledge with you. So you don't have to do the 2-3 years that I did working it all out. Okay. So the next steps, you've sent them all of that, hopefully in an email. And then I like to give them a little enrollment gift when they enroll. So when the kids then come and enroll, now we've changed this. They used to get it on their class when they returned. I now give it when they come, because for our little preschoolers at the moment, we can't share props. We'd have to wash them after every class. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. We're already cleaning the studio after every class, so let's make it simple. So I give them a cute little tote bag now, and the preschoolers get in there their shaker, their scarf, a floor spot, a bean bag, and that's got our logo on the bag. And in there they get their welcome letter, they've got all their props. And then also when they come back the following week, they get a t-shirt. Now you're probably thinking, how do I afford all of this? Okay, it's going to cost me a bomb. It does. What we do is we charge a £20 enrolment fee. Again, at first I felt really uncomfortable doing this, but do you have to take time in your day to enroll someone, to sort out their invoicing, set them up on your recurring charges if you're charging by direct debit? You know, it takes time. If you're not doing it yourself, you're paying somebody else to do it. Now, even if you're doing it yourself, you should be paying yourself for that time. And that's where this £20 enrolment fee comes in. It covers my administrator for the time I'm paying her to sort all of this out, and it covers the cost of those props. Now, I buy the props in bulk. T-shirts cost me about £4. But when they come back for their next class, they love it. They get their T-shirt and they suddenly feel part of our tribe. And that's what it's all about. You want them to feel part of your tribe. They get their T-shirt and they just, even if they haven't got the full uniform yet, they know they're now part of your school and they feel so super special. They've got a T-shirt the same as everybody else. How many times you had a kid come into dance class and be like, Mummy, I want the outfit. And then mum might not be able to afford the outfit straight away after paying out for dance fee. So you've just given them a T-shirt. You've automatically made them feel part of your tribe. And giving them that little little bag of props, you know, at their trial now, they go away with something. Again, if they're not quite sure, if they're on the edge of, yeah, they enjoyed it, but after one class, I'm not sure, it's hard to tell, do I really want to pay to enroll them? They come out with a bag, it's going to tip them over the edge. Now, the last thing you're going to do in part of your enrollment pathway is check in a couple of weeks with them, okay? You're going to check in and make sure that they're getting on okay. Just because they've enrolled doesn't mean that's it, we forget about them. You need to keep checking in and make sure they're okay, that they've got everything they need. You know, have they got their uniform? How are they feeling? Do they have any questions? And they might say, oh, actually, my little girl's friend, she's interested in class as well. Can she book a trial? Or they might say, well, she's still a bit nervous and shy. Is that normal? And the other great thing about all of these things in this pathway is the after trial check-in is my favorite, because we've had a few times where someone's come for a trial and we've emailed them and said, how's it gone? You know, have they enjoyed it? And they've emailed back and say, oh, she did love it, but she's so shy and, you know, I'm not sure if it's worth us signing them up. Now, that sort of a person would just not turn up again. Okay, but because they've got in contact with us and we've opened that conversation with them, we can then say to them, do you know what? Don't worry about it. We're going to give you another week for free before you sign up. Okay, just come back down and see how she goes. All right, and we've brought them back in. We haven't lost them. Okay, so this constant contact is really important, and opening the doorway for conversation. So that's kind of the end of the inquiry and the enrollment process. So the things, let me get that checklist back up today. The things that I really want you to take away from today are having your inquiries on a tracker. It could just be an Excel spreadsheet. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Choreographing your customer journey. So from the minute they inquire to the minute they enroll, what happens in the middle? Okay, how are you gonna flow them through your school to become a lifelong customer? Number 3, create your welcome pack. It doesn't have to be a snazzy pack. It could just be a letter that's got everything that they need to know in it. Okay, it doesn't have to be fancy. To start off with, when you get more money through the door, you can create something more exciting. Number 4, get some software in place. If you can afford it, or if there's a free one you can find, I'll try and get some links for you guys. It would help you so much, especially if you're a solo studio owner. Check your call to actions on all of your marketing. So what are you asking people to do? When they inquire, what are you asking them to do? Which direction are you pointing them in? Set up a mailing list. So MailChimp, Constant Contact, there's loads of them out there. You know, if you just Google mail lists, okay, you will get a software. There's loads that are free, up to I think about 50 to 100 people. You don't have to spend loads of money doing it. Set up email templates and automation. So you want to create emails that you're going to, standard emails that you're going to send out to your customers. So you want the one that's got the confirmation of their booking. You want the one that you're going to send them afterwards. So saying, you know, this is how you enroll. All of those need to be templates that you save, you just copy and paste, make it easy for yourself. If you can't automate them right now, have templates that you can copy and paste. And then once you've done all this, you're going to have a large drink to celebrate. Now I'm going to stop the screen share now and bring you back up so I can see all you lovely ladies. Now I'm going to bring you back on as well so I can talk to you, because I'll be really interested to know if you've got any questions, because I know I ramble. In a second, let's unmute you all. There we go. Right, I think I've unmuted you all. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
How are we all? All right. Sorry if I've thrown a lot at you there in a very short space of time. Has anybody got any questions?
But no, not at the moment. But I will have.
You might have.
And I will. Okay, but yeah.
I've recorded it all, so you can watch it back. And also, you know, I'm going to email you the slides as well. There's a lot there. It's basically just taking things that other businesses do and applying it to a dance school, because all businesses do this. They take leads. That's why you get a million emails from New Look after you've purchased one thing on their website, because they keep your details and they keep reminding you that you need new boots because it's winter and a coat because it's winter. Do any of you do any of these things already?
No, not really. Yeah, I do a few of these.
Yeah.
And I've got MailChimp, but I don't know how to work it, and I've had it years.
Okay. Now, so it's a how-to thing, isn't it? Now, I have literally probably spent my last 3 years, like literally just Googling everything and figuring it out. And anything that I Google and I watch the video, the YouTube video, and I think, oh my God, like I have no interest in learning that because it doesn't excite me, or that looks way too complicated for my non-technological brain. I do like hire somebody else to do. I'm not going to lie, because I don't want to waste 4 hours of my time where I could be creating an awesome lesson plan for my 3-year-olds, trying to learn something that I'm never going to like or love to do. And so I know it is a budget thing as well, but there's 2 amazing sites that you can use. One is called Upwork, one is called Fiverr, and it's people from around the world with different skills. So they're like, you've got everyone on them, people that do websites, poster making, logos, setting up your MailChimp list, and it's really cheap. Like, it's called Fiverr because a lot of the things you'll get for Fiverr. I mean, the person that set up my, you know, I was talking about Zapier, where it's all automated with my Trello board. Like, I paid a guy to set that up because I looked at it all and was like, whoa, this sounds awesome, but this hurts my brain, you know. there's no point me wasting my time trying to learn this, because I'm not going to enjoy it. It's going to be beneficial, but I'm going to hate every second of learning it.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing that I know I could do if I put my mind to it, because I can work those kind of things. But it's the time, like you say. I've got a small child. He's at school at the moment. He's 5, and I'm a single parent. So just trying to juggle it all. I don't want to spend 3 hours learning how to do it.
I mean, they have just changed the way that MailChimp is set out. The one thing that I have is an automation. So for, I was saying about constantly keeping in touch with people. So when they sign up for my mailing list, or when I add them to my mailing list, they obviously get a, "Hi, we'd love to find a class for you" email. Then I think like a week later, they get another one. And then 2 weeks later, they get another one. And then they get one every 3 months. So that's all set up automatically. So that even if I forget to reach out to people, there's something still going out. But yeah, YouTube is your best friend for things like that. I do with things like that, when I do one-to-one coaching, I will sit down and we'll screen share, and I help people set things up like that. The Zapier thing, I will just be honest, that is something that you need to get somebody in to do. And it's not expensive. It's really not expensive. I think the guy charged me £40, but that's going to last me forever with my dance school. But it's good to know you're doing some of the things. And if you're not doing any of the things, don't panic, because, that's why you're here. Because I wasn't doing any of these things 3 years ago. I was just pulling my hair out 3 years ago.
I do it all by hand. I have like handwritten enrolment forms that they have to fill in, and then I put them all in a file, and then I have to sit and go through them, what I want to.
I mean, this is something like that. So one of these changes will make such a big difference to you. Like, even for you, Danielle, if you didn't want to go down the line of software, you could use, there's Google Forms, and you can have all the information then goes to a spreadsheet. So that's like free. Google's free to use. So that's a really, if you don't want to get fancy with software, like that's something simple you could do, just so again it's not handwritten. Because again, I found with handwritten forms, some parents write is awful. And then
you put the email address. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. It's crazy, isn't it?
I use DanceBees. So can they register themselves on DanceBees?
Yeah, so it took me, again, DanceBees are not very forthcoming with information. You have to kind of go out there and find out what you need. So it's called the registration bit of DanceBees.
Okay.
And I've set it up so they can pay £5 and book a trial.
Okay.
It wasn't the easiest thing to set up, and now I know what I'm doing. It's great, but it did take a while. And their software is really clunky. The problem with DanceBees is it's a software designer that's built it. It's not a dance teacher. And this is why I really, really want to build my own software, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we need, and this is how we need it. So I'm a dance teacher, and I'd reach out to all you guys, like, what do you guys need? And I've just got investors to be able to build my software, but it's going to take about 2 years before it's rolled out. But none of it on DanceBees makes sense. And once you find your way with it, it's fine. But the whole point of a software is to make things easier for you as a dance teacher. So if you've got to sit there for hours trying to figure out how it works, they are good. Ring them up and they will screen share and talk you through it.
Yeah.
But it's the registration bit that I use for that. And I use that for, booking trials. And it's just on my website. I just embed it in my website, and they can literally click, fill out their details, and it books them on for a trial.
That's something else I've always gone back and forth with. I haven't got a website.
Okay.
And I've always thought, shall I, shan't I? Like, my school's 5 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always, because I thought paying for it to have it set up, and then obviously we've got Facebook and Instagram and it's all free. And I think, no, I'll get one. And then I think, no, so I still haven't got one yet.
If you don't want to invest in a full website, okay, and I'm a proper stinge, like literally I've only just redone my website. Before this year, I'd always done my own website. I'm a proper stinge. I'm like, £600 for a website? I am just really stingy. You can just do something, and this is on MailChimp as well. There's this thing called landing pages. So a landing page is, when you click an advert on Facebook and it takes you to that, directly to that thing you're going to buy. Okay, that's a landing page. That's what they call a landing page. And basically, a website is for everything. It tells you everything about your business. And websites are great, but people have to click to find what they need. A landing page takes you exactly to it. So say, for example, you wanted to fill up your preschool ballet classes, okay? You'd have like you could get just a domain that said ballet classes and then your town. Okay, so you could have like, I'd have ballet classes Bicester would be the website, and all it's going to be is one page, and on there it's going to tell you how amazing ballet is, why you should join ballet, you know, why you're different from every other ballet school. And when you advertise on Facebook or you have a poster, you know, that's what's the website you'd put on there. Okay, so you wouldn't have to build a whole website, just a page, which is basically like building a poster.
Okay.
And you'd have on there your link for them booking straight away. Like, if you're not keen on having a whole website, don't stress yourself out about it. Just do a landing page.
Well, I've just always swayed back and forth. I mean, you know, the benefits of kind of forking out that money, if it's going to be beneficial, then it's worth it. But then sometimes I think paying that, when most people just go on to Messenger now on Facebook and message you anyway.
Yeah.
That's why I was a bit like, is it worth spending it?
I think if you can, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I've had my dance school 8 years and I've never had a website. I got a website 2 weeks ago and I've had 11 inquiries in 2 weeks from via my website.
I think the best thing about it is if people Google, because what do people do now? If somebody thinks, oh, I need something, they will Google search, and Google goes by your website.
Yeah.
And
I had it 2 weeks and I can already see the benefits in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it, even if you just
speaking to others, it helps, doesn't it? Then other opinions. But I've had a bit of trouble setting up Google search as well, because I hire a school and you have to put your address in, and then it had to send a letter out to that address of confirmation for then you to have it back finalised. So I've had troubles even getting on Google.
It's hard, isn't it? I mean, I sublet where I am. I lease a room where I am, and I'm lucky because they'll give me all the posts. But have they sent the letter out and then they've not given it?
They did it over the summer as well. I was trying to do it over the summer, which was the hardest part as well. But I might give it a go again now. But I'm still not back in my
really
new at the moment. Yeah, I'm renting somewhere else out, and it was short term, and they've got other bookings in that they had prior. So the agreement was up to October. They've let me slightly extend to mid-October, but because it's a school, I don't think I'm going to get back into it till January. So now I face mid-October to the end of the year having no venue again.
Really hard, isn't it? I mean, I know schools around us, some are really fine have set up activities within them again, and some haven't. I think all you can do is give them your risk assessment, tell them everything you've got in place. I would literally, because they don't, at the moment, they don't want the stress of having to go, oh, we've got another group coming in, it's going to be really stressful, we're going to have this in place, that. So if you can say, right, I've got this in place, people are going to I've planned so that people come through this door and exit through here, so they're not in the building. We're going to collect kids from the car park, like literally spell out everything you're going to do for them, because for them at the moment, they're just trying to, like us, they're just trying to run their schools, which is a mammoth. They don't want the extra stress. So if you can go, right, I've planned all of this is how it's going to work if you let me come back. You know, I've made sure everything's safe. Like, it might just tip them over the edge. It's so hard. It's really hard at the moment.
They're being taken over by a new lettings company, and so the old one's gone, a new one's come in. And that's where the problem is with me. I haven't had any contact off the new people yet, and I think they're just dragging it out as long as they can.
I would hassle them, hound them. At the moment, I've just put an offer in a new building on Sheepshit, and like literally every day my PA is like on them. Every day she's ringing the guy like, have you got an answer from the landlord yet? And like, I just haven't got the time to do that. But if you hound them like 3 times a week, and I would go directly to the school and just be like, look, this activity is really beneficial for the children's mental health and well-being. I'd go along that. Kids need us more than ever now, and it's really clear to them.
One of my friends runs from a school, and she had exactly the same problem, and she literally had to hound them. It was exactly that. She was ringing them every single day, because she was meant to be having a show, and they had a deposit, and it became a big drama and, you know, upset for everyone involved. But she did get an answer eventually. But it is that hounding them, isn't it?
I have done it quite a bit, but it's only the reception lady at the school, so she's got nothing to do with the lettings, and then they won't give me the lettings contacts because they're new. Apparently the contract hasn't been signed properly. I think they're dragging it out to the new year. I think. I don't think they want to sign all the contracts and take the new letting company in, because the lettings are going to be quite slow, and it's going to be saving them money maybe waiting to the new year. I don't know. So, but yeah, I am going to hang them again today. I think she's fed up of me calling now. She just keeps saying, I can't give you an answer. So she keeps saying,
it's really hard, isn't it? It's so hard.
Right,
so,
sorry, Hayley.
That's all right. You got to go. I'll see you later, Delia. That's all right. So I'm gonna plan. See you later, darling.
All right,
I'm
thank you.
planning another. What I've done is 3 per term. So one at like the start. I know this isn't the start, but I wanted everyone to have a couple of weeks kind of getting back into things. And then one at kind of half term and one at the end, because I thought they're the most beneficial places, I think, you know, for us to catch up. So around half term, I'm going to do another one. I'd be really interested if there's anything particular you're finding that you want to know more about. I mean, you might go away from today and be like, whoa, okay, actually I'd like to delve into this part of that a bit deeper, because I've just touched on the surface of a lot of things today. But if there's things that you want to go into deeper, or if there's another subject that you're really struggling with, let me know, because then I can cater things around that. But I hope you found today beneficial. I haven't rambled too much.
No,
thank you so much because you're the founding members, so you know, it's really exciting, and thank you so much for supporting the Dance Teachers Tribe, and hopefully, you know, this time in 12 months we'll all be in a much different place with our schools.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But thank you so much, ladies. Have an amazing day, and any questions, just drop me an email. All right.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.